Hi, I'm Tracy from IncredibleRaw.com, and Dave and I wanted to bring you guys a video of brewing your own kombucha, and most importantly, growing your own SCOBY or mother. Because we've recently been drinking kombucha, and we ourselves thought, hey, let's brew our own. And you can go on the internet for 10 bucks, buy a mother or a SCOBY. But it's actually a little more interesting to grow your own. So we did a little research, we figured out how to grow, figured out how to grow our own, so we wanted to share with you guys the video. So ultimately you need a few things, not a lot. We are mostly raw in this household, so we did turn our stove off, so it looks kind of odd that I'm on my table. We did purchase just a little burner here and just to brew tea and stuff like that. So you would normally use your stove. And then you need just a pan, some water, and the important thing about the water is not to use tap water, because you want to make sure it doesn't have to be necessarily like distilled, but it has to be filtered water, not just from the tap, so make sure it's clean water. The other thing is you're going to need a jar. Now you can use a gallon jar. We're using this jar. I just bought it at Costco. It had stuff in it. I dumped it out. I'm using it. I washed it out. Wash it out thoroughly. That's the important thing, because you want to make sure everything's clean. So this is just a 62-ounce jar. And then you're going to need tea bags, and essentially you're just brewing the tea, so it's as strong as you want. I'm going to use about 6 tea bags. So I chose 3 green tea bags and 3 red hibiscus. And a spoon to stir, and then you can need about 5 tablespoons of sugar. And you can use vegan sugar or raw sugar or table sugar, depending upon whatever your dietary desires are. So real quickly, you're going to need a clean, I'm using a paper towel because it's breathable, or you can use some sort of a clean breathable cloth and just a rubber band to cover the jar when you're done. And the important thing is to get a bottle of kombucha. Now you want to make sure, this is important, not to get the pasteurized one, and it has to be 100% raw. The raw one is going to have these bacteria cultures growing in them, and I opened it so they're all floating at the top. Sorry, you can't see it. But you have to, those are what's actually going to grow your SCOBY. So it has to be raw, you have to have them. It's hard to find right now, but eventually they'll be back on the market. So don't worry. So let's start. First thing you're going to do is you're going to boil some water. And you're going to boil, you can boil like most of this or something. It doesn't matter if you boil less, because it's going to boil off. So our water is boiling, so I went ahead and turned it off. So now basically you're just going to brew the tea. So I tied mine together so it's a little easier. And you're going to let that steep for about 5 minutes. So it's been 5 minutes, my tea is brewed. Like I said, you're essentially just brewing the tea to drink right now. So if you want to be stronger, brew it for longer than 5 minutes, or add a few more tea bags. Okay, now you're going to add your sugar. And the sugar is going to help feed the bacteria. And you're just going to stir it. And you're just going to stir it until it dissolves. Essentially, after it's dissolved, then you're just going to let it sit until it cools. Because you don't want to add the kombucha right now. You don't want to just pour it in here, because you're going to kill any bacteria that's in there. My water is all cooled, so now I'm going to go ahead. The first thing I'm going to do is add my kombucha. And just dump the whole thing in. I'm using an original plain, just because I don't want the flavor of the kombucha to mix with my tea, but if you really can't find an original, whatever, use whatever you want. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to fill it up probably to about here, because you want to give room for your SCOBY to grow. Now if for some reason you don't have enough, I have plenty. But if you didn't boil enough water, or you just go ahead and fill more water in, it's not a big deal. So that's it, and then you're going to cover it with a clean cloth. Like I said, I'm just using a paper towel, but any sort of a breathable, clean cloth, or a band. And that's it. Now you're not going to want to open this up, because if anything gets in here, it's going to grow. So make sure you leave it as is, don't open it, make sure it's in a clean area. This is going to take about 3 to 4 weeks to grow, depending upon how hot it is in your area. Now once you grow your SCOBY and you want to brew more tea, basically brew the tea exactly the way you did. Instead of adding your kombucha, you'll fill it up maybe just about here, pour your SCOBY in. Now we already brewed one before, so this is, I'll bring it over to you. This is what our brewed SCOBY looks like. It is thick. I don't know if I can turn it over to you. But it's probably about a 1/4 of an inch thick, and that's what it's gonna look like. It's gonna sit on top of here. And that's it. We didn't drink the first batch, like we just brewed it. We tossed it because it was really strong scent. So after you use, if you're actually using your SCOBY for the first time, it'll only take about a week, and you can just taste it. So after about a week, just move the SCOBY, drink it a little bit of it, see if it's how it tastes. If you think it's good, drink it. If you think it's a little longer, then wait a couple more days. And that's it. So hopefully you enjoy it, and hopefully you make your own, and it grows just like ours. Always, if you're growing your own though, check to make sure it's healthy before you do it. So just go online, just check out some other healthy ones. Those little brown spots are healthy, we realized, so we did the same thing. We did a little more research, but just make sure nothing funky grows, because this can contaminate very quickly or very easily. So that's it. If you have any questions, visit us at IncredibleRaw.com, click on the contact page, and ask us anything you want.